The FCC certification for the Pocket 4, popping up a few days ago, might not sound dramatic on the surface. But for anyone who has followed DJI long enough, this is one of the clearest signals that a launch is getting very close, usually measured in weeks rather than months. And what makes this filing particularly interesting is the context around it. Because DJI isn't operating in a vacuum right now, with ongoing discussions and political noise in the United States about tighter restrictions on DJI products. So it genuinely feels like DJI is motivated to get the Pocket 4 finalized, approved, and announced sooner rather than later, locking it in before anything unpredictable can slow things down. And when you layer that reality over the timing, everything lines up almost too neatly for a December 2025 release, with December 18th circulating repeatedly among industry insiders as the most likely announcement date, which makes perfect sense considering DJI's long-standing habit of targeting the holiday window for creator-focused products that appeal to vloggers, travelers, and casual filmmakers. Because it's exactly when interest and spending peak, and once FCC clearance is done, the game changes from speculation about whether a product exists to anticipation about when DJI decides to flip the switch. And what makes this particular moment exciting is not just the certification itself, but what it quietly confirms and what it indirectly supports from all the leaks that have been floating around over the past few weeks. Especially the biggest and most controversial rumor of all, the dual camera setup, which initially sounded like one of those internet exaggerations that get repeated so often they start to feel real, even when they aren't. Because the Pocket series has always been defined by simplicity, one sensor, one stabilized gimbal, one clean perspective, no distractions, no gimmicks, just good stabilization and image quality in a tiny form factor. But as more information has surfaced from completely different sources, including leaked renders, short hands-on testing clips, and consistent references from leakers who have historically been accurate, it has become increasingly difficult to dismiss the idea that DJI really has built something far more ambitious this time around. And when the same design characteristics keep appearing independently, it stops feeling like coincidence and starts feeling like confirmation, particularly when none of the sources are contradicting each other, just filling in different parts of the same picture. And then there's the sensor discussion, which is where things start to feel both incredible and slightly unbelievable at the same time, with some leaks suggesting a 1-inch sensor, while others point toward a 1/1.1" sensor paired with a variable aperture ranging from f2 to f4, which on paper sounds like something pulled straight from a wish list rather than a realistic product roadmap. But variable apertures have already proven viable in smartphones, so the concept itself isn't far-fetched. Yet implementing it on a physically larger sensor mounted to a tiny 3-axis gimbal introduces entirely new engineering challenges, involving weight distribution, heat management, mechanical complexity, and stabilization precision. And if DJI truly manages to pull this off without compromising reliability or size, it would represent a massive leap forward for compact camera engineering. Though at this stage it still falls into that category of features that sound almost too good to trust until reviewers get their hands on final hardware. And then there's the 6K 60 frames per second video rumor, which again sounds amazing in isolation but raises a lot of practical questions. Because Pocket 3 was already pushing thermal and processing boundaries with its 4K modes, so stepping up to 6,000 at high frame rates would demand significantly more processing power and smarter heat dissipation. Meaning DJI may implement limitations like sensor crops, recording time caps, or selective modes to make it feasible. So it's exciting but definitely something to approach with cautious optimism rather than blind expectation. And on the battery front, this is where the leaks and the FCC documentation perfectly align. Because the battery capacity increased to roughly 1,545 mAh from the Pocket 3's 1,300 mAh pack is right there in the paperwork. No guesswork required, and this upgrade feels not just welcome but necessary. Because a dual camera system, enhanced processing, and potentially higher resolution video would be meaningless if battery life suffered, and DJI clearly understands that. Pairing the capacity bump with rumors of more efficient internals and updated image processing pipelines that could squeeze more runtime out of every charge, which is exactly what Pocket users want. Extended shooting without constantly worrying about battery percentage, and in terms of physical design, the Pocket 4 doesn't appear to be undergoing a radical visual overhaul. But subtle changes like a slightly taller body and additional physical buttons make a lot of sense. Especially for fast access to settings, because while the Pocket 3 was incredibly capable, it still forced users into menus a bit too often for things that should have been adjust-on-the-fly controls. So the idea of new buttons feels less like a rumor and more like a logical improvement based on user feedback. And then there's the so-called second screen rumor, which spiraled out of control for a while until more grounded. Leaks clarified that it's likely just a small informational display, showing basic status data rather than a full framing screen, which once again aligns with DJI's design philosophy of usefulness over unnecessary flash, adding convenience without bloating the device. And when you combine that with whispers about expanded gimbal movement, possibly allowing full 360-degree panning, the Pocket 4 starts to sound like a product that's pushing the absolute limits of what can reasonably fit into a handheld stabilized camera. And that's where the excitement really kicks in. Because DJI has a long history of quietly delivering ambitious hardware that initially sounds unrealistic until it's sitting in reviewers' hands working flawlessly. And that's why the hype here feels unusually justified, though still measured. Because even hitting 80% of what's being rumored would make the Pocket 4 one of those rare devices people remember where they were when it launched. A genuine step change rather than a minor refresh. Which is also why anyone currently considering buying a Pocket 3 might want to pause. Because we're simply too close to a potential launch to justify a major purchase when a significantly upgraded model could be weeks away. And if DJI nails the combination of improved battery life, smarter controls, possible dual cameras, and expanded video capabilities, the Pocket 4 could very easily become the new default recommendation for creators who want high-quality stabilized video without stepping into full mirrorless or action camera ecosystems. And even beyond the specs, there's something fascinating about how DJI continues to compress more power into smaller and more refined devices, defying assumptions about compromises. And that alone makes this launch one of the most anticipated in the compact camera space. So, as we wait for DJI to make things official, the real question isn't whether the Pocket 4 exists, because the FCC filing confirms that much. But how many of these ambitious ideas survive intact to the final product? And which ones end up becoming the features people talk about long after the launch hype fades? Making this one of those rare moments where cautious excitement feels not only justified but inevitable.